All right, guys, so we're actually going to start off with a little bit of a review from Math 7. So here's your first question. Go ahead and try it out. All right, the answer is A. So the good news this year in Math 8 or Advanced Math 7, you're going to be able to use your calculator. So negative 10 plus 14 is 4. If you look at the other options, this should result in a negative 1.4. This should be a negative 4, and then this should be negative 140. Okay, so just knowing your negative rules essentially. Here's the second one. Go ahead and try that one. All right, the answer is D. Remember the square root of 400. And we had perfect squares last year. So a perfect square would be 5 times 5 is 25. So therefore the square root of 25 is 5, right? So if you take the square root of it and it comes out as a whole number, then you're good to go. So the square root of 400 is 20. And once again, you can use your calculator on that. So that's awesome. Here's number 3. Go ahead and try that one out. The answer is A. So remember, you go to the decimal. The number to the left of the decimal has to be in between 1 and 9. Okay? Right now it's in between 0. So I'm going to move it over. That's 1. Move it. 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Right? So 5 times. So now I have 1.2 times 10. Remember, if it's a little bitty number, if it's a small decimal, it's a negative. So that's why it's a negative 5. Positive 5, we would have gone over here to the left. Okay, it made it a large number. Here's number 4. The answer is A, integers. So we don't have any decimals. We have all the whole numbers and their opposite. So those are integers. Here's number 5. The answer is D. So remember, when we're going to go, when we're going to arrange, we're going to go from least to greatest. And we know that because it said here, make sure that you're careful when you read. And then you turn all of them into decimals. So 17%, friendly reminder, you double dip. So that's actually 0.17. 2/9, once again, you can just put 2 divided by 9 in your calculator, or you could be really cool and know that the trick with the 9s is that the numerator repeats. So that's 0.222. And remember, we usually go 3 decimal places, okay? And then lucky for us, 0.25 is already a decimal. So when you line them up, you always look at that first decimal place first. And since we're going least to greatest, 1 is the smallest, so that's why this is the smallest number. 2, those are the same, so then I would go to the next decimal place, which would be here. And 2 is smaller than 5. This 2 is smaller than 5. So that's why this was second and this is third. Here's number 6. Try it out. Here's the answer. Okay, so once again, you can use your calculator, but let's just actually talk about some rules real quick. When you have 2 negatives together, remember that becomes a positive. So I'm just going to rewrite it as negative 15 plus 18 divided by, what's up with my pen? Something's wrong with that pink, y'all. I'm not really for sure. But so plus 18 divided by 3. Okay, so PEMDAS, also known as GEMDAS. So some of your teachers might have a G there. So that means parentheses, exponents. Remember, we multiply and divide left to right, whatever comes first, and then addition and subtraction left to right. So I'm going to look from parentheses. I see parentheses, but that's just telling me negative 15. So there's nothing to simplify within the parentheses, so I'm good. There are no exponents. Now I need to figure out if there's any multiplication and division. And sure enough, right here. So this is a positive 18 divided by 3, which is a positive 6. Drop down your negative 15. So then this is just integer rules. Negative 15 plus 6. Opposite signs, I subtract. So 15 minus 6 is 9. You keep the sign of the larger number. If that was just like, wait, what did she say? Remember, yeah, just put it in your calculator for right here, okay? Here's number 7. The answer is irrational. This is not a perfect square. The square root of 2, if you put that into your calculator, you are going to get a crazy decimal. So once you put that in your calculator, you should get 1.414213562. There's no pattern, there's no rhyme or reason. So those are crazy decimals. That's why it's irrational. Okay? If we don't know what the next number is, it's irrational. Here's number 8. Try it out. And here's the Here's the answer. Y'all, just the square root of 1. It's 1. Friendly reminder. Here's the next one. The answer is A. It does not matter what is happening here. You see pi and you know it's irrational. It doesn't matter that there's a 2, that there's an R, if there's anything. You see pi, it's instantly an irrational number. Here's number 10. And here's the answer. Once again, you have to simplify, right? So it says in the shaded area is the negative square root of 25. So I do what's inside the square root first. So the square root of 25 is 5, and then I got that negative out there. So really, I'm just trying to determine where do I place negative 5. And negative 5 is within the set of integers. And if you just looked at it, y'all, we know this is natural, whole, integer, rational. And then once again, these are all real, right? And then over here in this little weird part would be irrational. So don't be weirded out if the Venn diagram is just different from how you've been seeing it in class or whatever way. Here's number 11. And here's the answer. All you need to do is put the square root of 60 into your calculator. When you do that, you should get 7.7459, right? So where does 7.7? So I like to think of it in terms of money. So for me, that's $7.74. $7.74 is in between $7 and $8. So B is my answer. Here's number 12. Dang it, I keep doing that. The answer is D. Okay, so if you put the square root of 128 into your calculator, you get 11.31. Okay, and that's in between 10 and 11, or 10 and 12. So my answer is D. Okay, so this one, go ahead and try out. Here's the answer. This one's a little sneaky in that you have to simplify first. Okay, so if you put this into your calculator, especially the Desmo ones, it'll tell you it's -1. But in general, guys, if this exponent only sees the 4, anything to the 0 power is not 0. I'm going to say that again. Anything to the 0 power is not 0. It is 1. And then I'm going to bring down this negative. So this is all equal or equivalent to -1. So then we know -1 goes into the set of integers. And then therefore, that's why we're really looking at this yellow area. So that's why E, or B, which is E, is the answer. Try it out. Number 14. And there's your answer. So just like before, we're going to do the square root of 250. Put it straight up into our calculator. And we get 15.81 ... $15.81 is in between $15 and $16. Last one, y'all. And your answer is between 17 and 18. So square root of 300, we put that into our calculator. And that's 17.32. So 17 ... once again. So $17.32 goes in between 17 and 18. If you are finished, good job. Go ahead and try out the other activities listed for you.